What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Watch Dogs Legion. Today I wanted to take some time to talk about Watch Dogs Legion's amazing play as anyone feature in the game, as well as some important recruiting tips that will make life a lot easier in London. Before I get started, I do need your help of reaching 10,000 amazing subscribers by the end of this year, so if you're up for it, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. Now let's get started. Alright, so let's kick this off with talking about recruiting skills and perks for each playable character. If you have been playing Watch Dogs Legion, you should be aware that every playable character or recruit has an occupation of some sorts. Whether this be a doctor, construction worker, lawyer, podcaster, and way more, there are a lot of different types of recruits in this game. With this, each occupation gives the recruitable character unique skills and perks, such as stealing keycards from any range, having their own drones, or having access to certain vehicles. Now, it is very important to take into consideration what you're looking for or what your team is missing, rather than recruit every single stranger on the streets of London. As tempting as it is, I know, I definitely understand. I have found that those with faster hacking abilities or anything remote and no distance limits are perfect for starters. Now, it is also important to understand how and where you can recruit someone in Watch Dogs Legion. Yes, it is possible to pick up any random character in London. However, you should be made aware that each borough of the city has specific recruits that are unique to that specific borough. Camden is great for hackers, hitman, and hunters, where Lambeth has professional drone operators. If you want to know which boroughs have what type of recruits, just open up your map, and when selecting a certain section, you will see them under rewards once unlocked. These recruits that are given as rewards are unique and typically have a better or special skills, weapons, and more, so make sure that you recruit them right away as soon as they get unlocked. Now, besides this, as you play Watch Dogs Legion, Bagley will also recommend certain recruits which you can go for as well. Now, the recruiting process itself is pretty simple enough, where if you're not introduced to someone by the main campaign, which usually causes a side mission to recruit them to appear, then you can also scan someone and recruit them to the team. This typically involves you talking to them, explaining Deadsec's cause, and then doing a favor for both sides before trust is established. Now, a lot of these missions are pretty simple. Usually they're either helping them with some type of debt, helping them get out of Albion's database, or something very similar to that. Usually as you're playing, you may see random people being arrested, and if you help free them, are easier to persuade to join Deadsec. So be warned though that if someone has one or two thumbs down, then they either dislike Deadsec or just straight up hate you guys, and your chances of recruiting them are very low. Last but not least, recruiting Albion employees requires you to have the Deep Profiler tech unlocked, which can then be used after approaching an Albion employee and adding them to your recruitment list. Once they're available, you can select Deep Profiler from the recruiting mission and then proceed with the recruiting process. It is a good idea to do this early on, so that way you have their uniform for accessing Albion facilities. Now, one thing I didn't talk about when we were mentioning the perks is drones. Some of the characters will have their own drones or spider bots, which are pretty useful because as you'll be using these gadgets more as the story progresses, it also means that if you recruit somebody that has a spider bot, for instance, and a spider bot deployment station is in a mission as you're doing it, they can then use that spider bot deployment station and their own spider bot, so you can cover twice the area. So this makes it very helpful for certain missions. In addition to this, there are also some negative perks to watch out for when you're recruiting certain characters. These are specifically going to be the perks Doomed or Flatulent. The Doom trait means they could die spontaneously at any given moment, even if permadeath is deactivated. So you definitely want to stay away from characters, because it would be very bad for you to get close to that character or use that character a lot, and then randomly you switch to another one and then that one dies. That would be all the most frustrating. I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Now, as far as the ones that do have Flatulent, of course, these are going to be hiccups. Now, it may seem like a funny thing that some characters in the game have hiccups, but with that being said, if you're doing a specific mission that requires stealth and they have the Flatulent trait or perk, they could, potentially reveal their position during that mission because they can't hold their nerve in stealth situations. So maybe, you definitely want to stick away from those people if you're doing stealth missions, but of course you can still recruit them. Now, last but not least, depending on what character you do end up, recruiting, if it is an old or elderly person, let's not use the word old. If it is an elderly person, they will have some physical negativity, I guess, assigned with them, where maybe they won't be sprinting as fast, they won't be as agile, so you definitely need to keep that into consideration. I know it does seem tempting to have a ton of different granny assassins out there, but just keep in mind that, you know, the physical attributes of them because of their age will take a part in the game. Alright everyone, I do hope this video did shed a bit more light on recruiting anyone in Watch Dogs Legion. To be honest, I do find it amazing that Ubisoft has implemented the ability to play as anyone or recruit anyone in the game, each having their own uniqueness to them. I do find that very, very awesome. I find that, you know, it's kind of a step in the right direction for games in the future, as far as just everything being unique and everything kind of being a little bit more dynamic and not as static, right? With that being said, I do hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, drop a like and subscribe to help reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We have plenty of more guides and gameplay for Watch Dogs Legion coming very soon, so be on the lookout for those. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.